This is why taking out the trash is a highlight of my Sunday. Everyone has their favorite thing about Sundays. Maybe it's the sleeping in or the slow, quiet start to the day, or, brewing a cup of coffee and actually getting to sit down and enjoy it. I have my own giddy moment. It happens every week. It's probably around 11 in the morning, and it might sound weird, but it's this moment that fills me up with such joy. It's when I take out the trash. I know. Let me explain. So I have this ritual. I go around the apartment to collect all of my trash bins, which, side note, in of itself is kind of funny when you think of it, that I have one apartment and 1, 2, 3, 4 trash bins, and they all make sense to me. But anyway, so I collect them all and I bring them into the kitchen where I consolidate them into the main trash bin to actually throw away outside. And the thing is, I always laugh to myself as I do this because the majority of the time, none of them really need to be emptied. They're not even close to being full. Any given bin might just have like one dryer sheet from the laundry, or maybe 2 protein bar wrappers that I scarf down in between my afternoon meetings, or maybe these 3 makeup stained Q-tips that, I was doing my eyeliner and then sneezed and, messed it all up. Something like that. But the thing is, so you might be hearing about this habit and then just thinking to yourself, well, why bother emptying them right now? I mean, you've got at least 14 more weeks of protein bar wrappers that you can fit in there before you'd have to actually empty it. And you would be right. I mean, those bins, they can take more. They're not overflowing with that mound of trash that's on top of the brim where, even if I try to toss in another tissue, it'll just roll off and fall onto the floor. And to add even more rationale to your point, just no matter how much trash is already in a bin, we all know that there is always room for one more wrapper. I mean, you might need to just give it a good stomp or, throw an elbow or something to push it all down, but you can always make it fit. So then there's 2 questions that still remain. 1, why bother? And 2, why in the world would you be so giddy about it? I know, it sounds crazy, but there's something about emptying those bins and seeing the bottom staring back at me that I see more than an empty bin. I see a bin with all this space, all this room to take in whatever may come my way over this next week. In that moment when all the bins are empty, there's this feeling that comes over me of being so ready, so prepared. Because the truth is, listen, I have no idea what's going to happen this week. Maybe it'll be business as usual, or, who knows? Maybe it'll be, one of those days like when you come back from IKEA and you fill up that whole sucker in one sitting, right? With all the cardboard and instructions and random extra pieces that you hopefully won't wish that you kept someday. I don't know when I'm going to need every last square inch of that bin. But if that day happens this week, I want to be ready. And that's the joy in it for me, that I too get to be that empty bin. The one that's not held back from anything from last week. Because I don't want to be the one that's overflowing and lashing out on the people closest to me because I'm already past my emotional and mental capacity to deal with difficult situations. I don't want to be the one overreacting to something that's really not a big deal. And I don't want to pack all my stuff down deep inside me either. I don't want to pretend like everything is fine even when it's really heavy. I want to be the one that accepts that trash is a normal byproduct of living. And I want to be the one who has the capacity to deal with it as it comes up. Because there is a boldness in an empty bin. It says, bring it on, world. I'm ready. What do you got for me? Let's go. So, the next time that you're throwing away your trash, just take a moment. Think about it. It's not just about what you're taking out. It's about what you're making a space for. And who will you choose to be in that space that you create? Happy Sunday. Thanks.